Is it possible that this could be driven for a longer term? It will be interesting to see, but you should know that we are basing it on what we have observed in the past. On the other hand, I think that is a very good point to bring up. I continue to believe that a bear market is going to occur, but it's possible that we will see this bull market continue for a little while longer. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but I'm still setting my overall goals for sometime in the fourth quarter of this year or the first quarter of the following year. Please take a look at this disintegrating. The previous week saw a record amount of net inflows of $6 billion into cryptocurrency funds. With this, the previous record of more than $1 billion was finally surpassed. The Bitcoin fund received the highest amount of capital from investors, which was $3.55 billion, followed by Ethereum, which received $1.5 billion. Ethereum has now seen a record $13.7 billion in inflows, which is nearly triple the total amount that was received in the previous year. At approximately $700 million and $219 million for XRP, respectively, Solana and XRP both reported record inflows during the previous week. The fact that Solana is currently outperforming XRP is a very interesting development at the moment. Cryptocurrency is in higher demand than it has ever been among investors. But what if I told you that the confidence of this investor right now is coming more from the bigger boys, and that it is not the small way, a small way? The money that is coming in is coming from a very large and influential institution. On the other hand, take a look at this ETF flows. On October 7th, approximately 900 million worth of Bitcoin and approximately 420 million worth of Ethereum were purchased. Moreover, take a look at the largest XRP long wipeout since September 24th, which totaled approximately 18 million in total. We are currently at approximately 5.8 million in net inflows, having already reversed our position. Once more, getting back to what I said earlier, you should make sure that you do not engage in leverage trades because positions can be completely wiped out by these kinds of moves. The leverage trading platform is something that I strongly oppose. I cannot emphasize this point enough. Consequently, I would advise you all to steer clear of leverage trading. However, I would like you to take a look at this. Therefore, BNY Mellon, the largest custodian bank in the world, is investigating the possibility of enabling tokenized deposits and blockchain payments. In addition, it is important to keep in mind that BNY Mellon has, in fact, collaborated with Ripple to carry out a proof of concept in order to investigate the possibility of utilizing Ripple's technology to enhance the efficiency of the process of settling international payments. The RLUSD stablecoin reserve is also under their care as they are the custodian of the reserve. And take a look at this. More exchange-traded fund ETF filings are being submitted every day, and the number of ETF filings continues to increase. You can see what Chad has to say about it. Oh yeah, Granite shares are extra pretty long and short on a 3x. They just keep piling up, and once more, this is not a spot listings for exchange-traded funds. It is more on the future side of things that this pertains to. On the other hand, they are accumulating. On the other hand, take a look at this. Beginning tomorrow, which is October 8th, 2025, retail investors in the United Kingdom will be able to purchase cryptocurrency ETB for the very first time. Really fascinating information to consider. A shout out, however, goes out to those individuals who follow me from the United Kingdom. Please know that I adore each and every one of you. You guys are truly remarkable. Oh, I adore the United Kingdom. Absolutely. Let's take a look at what's going on right now. Therefore, you should be aware that the dominance is currently at 59.08%. And you can see that it is increasing for the better. That is something that cannot be denied, you know? The reason for this is, as you probably already know, the situation with Bitcoin. For those of you who are familiar with Bitcoin, you are aware that it has experienced a significant decline since yesterday. We observed a pullback of approximately 4% of the total. Also, we are breaking out at this very moment. We went up to $123,000, as you can see, and you are aware of this. According to what I mentioned in my H-bar update and other updates, I did mention that we have the potential to reclaim back up to the 124 quite quickly, particularly once we break above 122. That has just taken place. From my own point of view, I think that this recovery is going to happen quite quickly. The game is played in this manner. This will occur repeatedly in order to shake out the leverage position, and it will happen again and again. It's a smart move right now. Tomorrow we watch it, so we'll see what the future holds. Perhaps we will be able to get back above 124. That would be a very interesting concept. XRP at the moment, you should know that it did make its way back down to 283, but it was just below the 23.6 web zone. We are currently at approximately $2.88, which is almost back to where we need to be, which is the 23.6% mark. However, we have made progress. We have to come to terms with the fact that the price of XRP is relatively stable. What I'm seeing here is appealing to me, especially considering that there is not a lot of sentiment coming from the retail sector at the moment, which tells you everything you need to know. Taking things one step at a time is what we are going to do. In the comments section, please let me know what you think about the information that I have shared with you. Are all of you in agreement with it? Contrary to what you guys say, we are waiting for you to subscribe if you have not already done so. See you later, we promise. I'm CryptoZX, and I'll be right back. Thank you for coming back, lovely people. Once again, we are here with yet another update regarding XRP. Going into Wednesday morning, we are going to take a look at the current state of the price of XRP and investigate what is happening with it. At this point, I am certain that you take a look at some of the other updates that I have posted. You are aware of the recent developments that have taken place in the market as a whole. I have found the past 24 hours to be very interesting. It is true that the overall market experienced a decline as a result of the events that transpired with Bitcoin. Again, this kind of sums up what we are seeing, which is that XRP has obviously reacted to the Bitcoin price falling by about 3%, with the price currently sitting at $2.87, which is a decrease of 2.2% in Bitcoin. This is in comparison to the market cap, which is $172.1 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume, which exceeds $7 billion. As is customary, I would want to make it clear that the content on this channel does not constitute financial advice. If you are considering investing in cryptocurrency, you should always conduct your own research and due diligence. As a result, XRP retail sentiment has become extremely pessimistic, reaching its highest levels of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, FUD, in the past 6 months, which represents a possible price rebound. What's really interesting about this situation is that retail sentiment is at very deeply low levels, but prices continue to be in the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level time and time again. Ever since we broke in the 23.6 level, this is exactly what I've been talking about. This is the feeling. Again, it is a kind of a summary of everything. We have been discussing the fact that the retail interest is not there, and this refers to a wide variety of alternative cryptocurrencies as well as additional people. It has not yet reached the level that we would like it to be at. On the other hand, I believe that will take place once Bitcoin has reached a state of stability. Since then, Bitcoin has cooled off. Believe that there is still room for Bitcoin to grow. After that, the capital will be invested in alternative cryptocurrencies. Despite the fact that there is no evidence of retail sentiment, the price continues to remain at 23.6. Institutional forces are the driving force behind this move that we are witnessing right now. The majority of people are not aware of this fact. However, take a look at what Charles Hoskinson has to say. You are aware that in this video, he discusses the fact that he is pretty much thinking that Clarity Act gets you are aware that it was approved and passed this month, and he is then anticipating in a significant way that altcoins will soar, and he is provided with a timeline once more at the end of the day. Although he is expressing his own personal opinion, he has provided a timeline regarding this bull market. From what I've gathered from watching this video, he believes that the market should reach its peak during the first or second quarter of the following year. He believes that this ought to be the case. Again, I have shared with you guys my personal thoughts on where I personally believe the market will be at its peak, which I believe will be in the fourth quarter or early in the first quarter of the following year, in particular January or February. But a lot of people are anticipating that the market will actually bounce much more quickly than they anticipated. And one of the most important aspects that even Charles Hoskinson mentions in this discussion, which I agree with 100%, is that he mentions in his, time in crypto, and he's like an OG. Oh, he says, no, he's never seen this before. And, being the way it is, because of course now it's institutions paying so much attention to the cryptocurrency for the first time ever. And, who